Hi guys, welcome to Essentially Elevated. Today we're doing our fun facts on essential oils number 4. And today we're going to talk about the importance of nose, smell, and memory. So one of the reasons why it's so powerful to inhale essential oils, which you can do a few ways. You can use the diffuser, you can rub it on the palms of your hands and just smell it, inhale it deeply, or you can just open the little bottle and just smell it directly from there. Of course, that's not very recommended because you're dealing with a very, very powerful product, which tends to evaporate very quickly. So you might just lose half of your essential oil for experimenting like that. So it's always recommended to just put like a drop or two in the palms of your hands if you want to inhale it like that, or just put it in a little cotton ball and put it wherever it is that you want to absorb the benefits of the essential oils. So the reason why they're so powerful is because smell is connected to memory and emotions. Bet you didn't know that one, did you? But there's a lot of cases in our day-to-day lives when we can corroborate, like just the smell of something makes you literally want to run away. So what technically happens when you inhale an essential oil is that some of the molecules travel up to the nostrils and they go to the olfactory epithelium, which is where all that mucus-based kind of tissue is. And then later it gets transmitted by these receptors into the olfactory cortex, this is the point where your brain actually recognizes the smell. Right? So let's call it the point of recognition. Then these receptors are transmitted to other areas of the brain like the amygdala and the hippocampus, which is where the learning, the behavior, the memory, and thereby the emotions is at. So, this is why it becomes totally interrelated with your emotions. It's like the third phase of processing something. Even when we absorb raw material from the external, it needs to go through these internal filters. I bet little did you know that we have to delete half of the external stimuli that we receive from the outside just to be able to comprehend it, So it's just like one of the things that we naturally do to kind of grasp information, right? Even more when it comes from the senses, we don't know how to transform it into words. Thereby, I guess that's why they're connected to emotions, because emotions have a way of not having to be rational when you're expressed. Like, it kind of felt like, that experience kind of felt like being in a roller coaster with 100-degree weather over my face. So I guess, those are some of the ways in which we experience those common scenarios of being affected our emotions through, the external stimuli that we see, that we can't really describe with words. So after it gets interpreted by the amygdala, hippocampus, and gets also associated with other concepts like learning, memory, emotions, and behavior, at this point, after the recognition of the smell, what happens is there's the judgment, right? This is where if you're revolted or you actually feel good about a certain smell, which, I guess bad smells that we can associate with our day-to-day lives are, for example, if you've been intoxicated. That's one of the common themes with people that don't like certain smells. It's like they have such a bad experience from something that they ate, or, just, I don't know, they got sick at a place because it smelled like musky or moldy, or, that's where the aversions and the imprints of those negative smells connected to memory, negative memories, get imprinted in our brain, which is very different. For example, if you associate summer at staying at your grandma's house every summer and having her delicious apple pie, you're probably going to find more emotional gratification from smelling that because there's a good memory associated with that. Having said that, doesn't mean we can't transform our memories, which we can, but that's a little more complex. But it has to do with like making peace with that experience so that you can transcend that smell that was so negatively conditioned for you. So I did a little fun experiment in my neighborhood, which was to grab someone who knew nothing about essential oils and literally have them sniff 4 of them and let me know their first impressions. So that, I hope we can get a good kind of varied response with every different oil to see how people are impacted by smell day to day, even though they don't know what they're smelling. because I'm not going to reveal them what it is until the end. I really want to grasp that first impression. So here it goes. Okay, so our first oil is going to be, let's see what we get.
Okay.
First impression.
Yeah, it smells like oregano to me.
Okay.
That's weird. But...
So now see if it reminds you of something else.
Am I smelling it?
Mm-hmm.
Incense.
Does it bring up any emotions?
Relaxing.
That was tea tree oil.
Okay.
So it's very... Did you feel like eucalyptus kind of?
Yeah,
or like
that-
woodies?
Yeah. Well, I said that like weeds and stuff.
It
like,
reminds you of
yeah,
being
so-
like someplace specific or something?
Oh,
No?
Memory, Ro, a memory.
in my grandma's yards.
Yeah?
Garden.
Okay.
With flowers, different type of flowers.
Good.
That's it.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try our second one. Let's see if they can guess
I'm
what
gonna
it
give you a big
is.
kiss in 2 seconds.
I smell like mint. It reminds me of like a York peppermint patty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was peppermint.
Really?
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Let's keep your eyes closed.
She said I can open it.
How do you feel?
I feel like refreshed.
Okay.
Like cool on the inside. It's nice.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, we're gonna have fun with this one. Our next one is... Oh my god! He's already smelling it from there.
Woof.
Okay, what's your first impression?
Give me another one.
What did that feel like? Didn't like it?
No, it wasn't too bad. It reminds me of cooking. The cinnamon.
Yeah, it does have cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark.
Yes.
It also has eucalyptus and it has clove,
That's the other part of it.
right?
That's the one I missed. It reminds me of cooking and baking, which was very relaxing for me, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, awesome. And our last one. Gonna get 2 impressions for this one.
Oh, this is a tough one. One more time. I smell lemon peel. I can't describe the other herb. One more time.
It's supposed to be something quick.
I can't peg this one.
How am I supposed to guess?
You can't say the name anyway because he's missing. But just give me some sensations.
How do you feel?
Smells good. I just can't peg the scent.
Okay.
Let me try.
Trade places. But did it feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was 2 out of 3, you know?
No.
Oh, I was 1 out of 1.
I only gave you 2, okay. Oh, but you already have your hands.
Here, do this. Put it by my nose. I think I can smell it. Ooh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I
That's
smell
what
like
it is.
lemon peel.
Mine took you're gonna spoil it.
Kind of like flour, like baking.
Lavender.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
lavender.
To draw another parallel on how external information can affect our senses, which can trigger memories that we either label as positive or yucky, stay away from me, is a concept called ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Meridian Sensory Response. Which is, I mean, if you put it on Google or YouTube, you're going to find a wide range of sound stimuli that ranges from simple sounds like tapping and scratching to a little more personalized kind of things like role playing and personal attention up close love sessions, which can get a little porny at some point. But nonetheless, what I want to get at with this is that it is another concept of which via sound you get the same stimulation that can produce the benefits of stress relaxation. It's a great thing for people that suffer from insomnia, and it's all based on this thing called triggers, which basically trigger the ASMR response, which is like this little, I don't know, let's call it like a little light bulb that happens. And what it produces is this tingling sensation in your body that starts in the scalp. How do I describe it? Imagine that someone's breaking an egg on top of your crown here, you know, and it just starts melting like that, okay? So it starts in the scalp because it's the recognition of the pleasurable sound, and then it goes down, travels the back of your spine and your neck, and then, you know, how is it interpreted? It's interpreted like what they call a low-grade euphoria. In fact, they've called it the head orgasm or, you know, brain massage, and there's multiple names for it. So basically, yes, what I said is based on these isolated sounds that they use, which can range anywhere from a 1-hour bubble wrap popping session or like tapping a shelf like that. And they even use what they call the binaural microphones, which can amplify the sound and help them juggle between one ear or the other, or use the same sound in both ears at the same time, which it just like becomes this, I'm not going to say artificial reality kind of construct, but yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like you're going into this virtual reality where you just concentrate on the sounds. In fact, unless they're up close things where the person is talking to you like you're right there, you know, you can just hear them with your headphones and go into a deep relaxation. It's even great for like panic attacks, you know? It's like people don't place that much attention in sound, you know? They kind of let sounds pass them by. Well, now imagine you hear an isolated sound like at a very, very high level. Wait, I'm not saying it's destructive for your ears. I mean, you can't really get deaf from hearing tapping sessions, but, you know, that's why it produces that. It's because there's some sounds that kind of, I mean, that's my logic. Some sounds kind of connect you to childhood, and they produce that state of relaxation and comfort. For example, when you unwrap a candy, it's like it was that feeling of like, oh my God, I'm eating something that I love. So I guess that's why these sounds are proven to somehow associate to good memories and pleasurable states. So it's the same with scent, you know? Is that memory and smell are totally interconnected. And this is why you gotta be very, very selective of those smells that you enjoy, because, you know, although, you know, smelling the incorrect oil can produce a negative memory, and you can just leave it at that, sometimes, you know, the effect can be so strong on you that you can actually produce an external symptom of repulsion towards that smell, which can range anywhere from having a really bad mood to just all of a sudden having a headache, you know, and we know that smells are that powerful to affect our emotional well-being. Whereas when you're smelling something that you really enjoy, it can uplift your mood, it can boost your immunity, it can help you get hungry, you know, so it's always important to first start smelling smaller doses and just figure out which are the ones that you feel more inclined to, and just work with those. You know, you gotta work with what you approve already. Why do you want to make your self-care session to be like another kind of pain in the ass in your life? You want it to be an experience that's soothing. So this is not a race to prove how many essential oils you use when you only like 2 of them. If you only like 2 of them, then that's what you're meant to be using. So that was for fun facts today. And I don't know, I think of a fun activity is to start jotting down how you feel about certain smells. Just your first impression, you know, like really be there, be super present, and just smell something and say, how do I feel about this? Like you are some kind of enologist or something, and you're just exploring scents, because curiosity is also a way to trigger our learning. So I think we should make our essential oils education very fun. So go get yourself a little journal and start writing down. Don't look at the benefits, don't look at anything. Your first impression when you get your first kit is to just write down what emotions does it provoke in you? What does it smell like? What do you think it is? In fact, I would do it blindfold. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little session and I will see you next time. Please subscribe to our channel for updates, follow us on social media. We have great discounts on Instagram, so I will see you then. Toodles!